All right, guys, what's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Welcome aboard. Let's go ahead and talk market, shall we? Dow futures are down 56 points. NASDAQ futures are green 12 points. S&P futures basically flat, but off the highs overnight. And the Russell 2000 index is down about 0.55%. Futures-wise, crude oil is slightly green. Gold futures slightly green. Crude is at 70.31 a barrel. Gold is at 1,800 an ounce, or 1,803. Silver futures continue to slide 0.18%, 25.21 an ounce. Euro dollar. For my forex people, ECB was today 118.06, and dollar yen 110.08, down 18 pips. The dollar index is down today 0.12%. And the Treasury yield 10-year is at 1.27%. VIX is slightly green, 0.34% currently. So that's where we are this morning. Also in crypto, Ethereum is above 2,000 on the future side, 2,011, and Bitcoin is at 32,165. Nice boost. Obviously, Elon with some positive comments on Bitcoin. They had the B-word conference, as that's what it was. I was reading a little bit about it. So some good stuff. Again, nothing really changes on my book when it comes to crypto. Again, I haven't really sold anything, haven't really bought anything. I got my levels, so I'm just waiting for that. All right, so let's take a look at some pre-market movers this morning. The only one that I know that stands out is DD Global, DIDI, down another 5% pre-market. We had a lot of earnings come out. I sent a tweet out this morning from CNBC talking about which ones have been moving today. Apple got an upgrade from Canaccord and Genuity, up about 0.5%, 146.12. I had the 150 calls for this week. Those got nuked from Monday's flush. So I'll be looking at Apple and see what we can get, but they're reporting earnings next week. So again, just be very careful on that. Maybe an earnings run-up would be nice. We'll chart it together. Microsoft, again, earnings next week as well. They're up nearly 1% pre-market, 283.92. Boeing's down 0.58%. Intel is red. Verizon on an earnings beat up 0.20%. Dow is up. Dow Chemical up 1% on their earnings beat as well. Procter & Gamble is down 1.36% today. Let's see. Cisco down. Nike's down nominally. Nominally, they're pretty flat. United Health, again, one of my favorite companies. I said below 400 you buy. It's at 416. Love that company. They're up 0.33%. On the S&P, AT&T beat on strong earnings and their call, up 1.18%. NVIDIA up 0.71%. I have the 195 calls for next week. Those are in the money for our Signal members, so awesome. See if we can catch that today. Carnival's down 1.34%. American Airlines down 1.5%. Norwegian Cruise Line down 1.27%. So you can see that you're getting the airlines and the leisure is kind of coming down a little bit after having a nice couple of days. Genuine Parts Company also reported earnings up 4.48%. CSX as well, 4%. So the transports are doing well. Texas Instruments, chip maker, they're down 4.6% after their earnings. That could be holding back a little bit of Intel and what have you. But D.R. Horton, I own shares in that. They had their earnings report. They beat, but they are down 3.53%. Let's see here on the NASDAQ, AMD down 0.8%. That could be the Texas Instrument related due to the sector of semiconductors. But NVIDIA, again, is the outlier, and they're leading the way. Micron as well, down 0.58%. Moderna, after a big boost last couple of days, they are down 1.36%. And Tesla is literally flat, down 0.01%. So that's where we are. Let's take a look here. I went ahead and tweeted this information out there. Talked about Netgear, Unilever, Whirlpool, Dow, AT&T, D.R. Horton, Southwest Airlines, Crocs, Biogen, Texas Instruments, so Las Vegas Sands, tons of stuff on there. Again, lots of types, so I just retweeted it out for you. Also, Uber to buy transportation logistics company Transplace for $2.25 billion deal. If we take a look at Uber this morning, they are down slightly pre-market. Okay. So that's where we are on pre-market movers. We'll take a look at the sectors as we go along with the day. You can see the NASDAQ is still leading the way. I also have QQQ calls. So let's take a look at some charts here on E-mini futures. The next level to break. This is your next resistance, 43.64. 43.64. So again, really the range I'm looking for today is 43.64 to around 43.31. That's your 50. So 50-day moving average would be our support on the 1 hour. Again, the 200-day is nice to break. That's nice, but again, it could come back down and test that. So I'm expecting kind of a sideways day for the most part. I think tech does lead the way slightly today. I think Qs will probably hit for us, and NVIDIA would hit as well. NVIDIA, again, I have to put a 15-minute chart here because the hourly chart looks like a mess. So again, don't kill me if I'm using a 15-minute chart. If you're looking at that, I don't even stare at it. But again, just for illustration purposes, that's where we are. So keep that in mind. Remember, the stock split has been adjusted. Looking at Apple here, a break of 147.70 would be nice. You could target the 150s for next week. If anything, I would wait for 147.70. Your support would be right around 140.120 to 140.140 if you're looking for some put action. Again, the main deal is financials. Watching those financials, again, you can see TNX, which is the 10-year Treasury yield, is actually up a little bit, but not enough to boost the banks. Banks did well yesterday, so watch the banks, watch industrials, watch materials. Again, interest rate sensitive moves. Again, the main thing we want for Treasury yields is to stabilize so they don't move 50 to 100 basis points in a day, because that's not sustainable. But again, if they spike, you know what industries to look for: industrials, materials, transports, and financials. If they do fall a little bit, or it's kind of down, not so much movement, then of course make growth companies like a Blink, like a Neo, Square, they're going to benefit. Just a heads up. So that's where I've been kind of harping on the last couple of days in regards to the aftermarket recap. I know bonds, we talk a lot about bonds, but guys, it's so important for you to understand how that thing works. Macroeconomics is extremely important in order to be a good trader, so you know what you're doing. Very, very important. Okay, so that's where we are today. Again, it's a Thursday. So again, I have 2 trades open. Let's see if I can catch them both with our team, with our signals group. They've had a great week. I'm very proud of them. One more piece of news. Continuing claims, which is unemployment claims, 3.236 million, worse than expected. That's adding a little bit of pressure to the indices here. Existing home sales will be around 10 a.m. We got some leading indicators and some natural gas inventory numbers at 10:30. So again, just something to watch. Not much information this week, as we literally have the Super Bowl of earnings next week. All right, how serious is the Delta variant to the economy right now? I think the politicians are definitely worried. We don't want another lockdown, but I think another lockdown would be extremely, extremely unlikely. So would we get some kind of headlines here that could maybe move the market? Sure. But for the most part, I'm not too worried about it. Maybe a booster shot would come, who knows? And according to Governor DeSantis, he says that all 95% of hospitalizations are from those without vaccination. So we'll leave it at that. You know, I'm not in the belief of telling people what to do with their bodies. You know, if you want to get the vaccine, that's up to you. If you don't want to get it, that's fine too. All we can do is really just react. So I don't think we're going to have too much trouble in regards to the Delta variant. But again, that's something to look for in the back of your head. Thoughts on space, like the company SPCE, which is Virgin. Let's take a look at it. Space is starting to find a little bit of a base here, right at 33.28. 38 could be something to play, but again, you need a lot more. Let's see. Thoughts on BABA? I love the stock long term. Love it, love it, love it. Traded it last week, kind of staying within level here. There was a gap to fill. It's pushed. So really your next level up would be right around 215.07. If you break 215.07, then we can start having the conversation to get around to possibly 218, 220. But until then, you wait for 215.07. I own shares, so nothing has really changed in my book. What are some headwinds for tech, things that we should be aware of? Really, the only headwinds for tech right now would be earnings. Again, it's not about just beating earnings. It's about having forecasts and strong forecasts and good guidance. That's really the headwind. Netflix's guidance wasn't the best, but obviously they're doing the video gaming and stuff. We know they're the weakest of the FANG names: Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google. We know those. I expect Apple to have a strong quarter. Canaccord and Ingenuity just price target raised them ahead of earnings, so that's bullish. Microsoft, again, another upgrade as well. Let me see if I can get you that info here. I can actually read that to you. I think I had it here. Okay, here's the price target changes. We had Apple was Canaccord Genuity 165 to 175. Microsoft was also upgraded from 310 to 378 by Citigroup, and Cowen and Company raised from 295 to 310. Nvidia was also price raised from 180 to 223. Qualcomm was also price raised. So again, you can see tech is getting price upgrades. So again, maybe the analysts are expecting a bullish quarter and bullish numbers. So that's something to see. But that short term, that's really the headwind. Palantir correlated with the 10-year being down. Not exactly. Palantir is kind of in its own world. And Palantir is a complete mess to trade it. You just own it, don't trade it. That's really the best thing you could do. I own Palantir. Thoughts on BTC? Love BTC long term. Nothing has really changed. You know me. Here's the hourly chart. Again, we really knew we'd take 34,000, 35,000 before we get anywhere. But again, the big number, until nothing has changed until 44,000 breaks to the upside. Until then, you don't do anything. Unless we break below 28,000, then I'll be buying the dip. But until then, I'm just waiting it out. Thoughts on the Tesla chart forming a triple top move, levels to watch. On Tesla, interesting enough, I had a student of mine message me on Tesla. The level that we're looking for, I'm going to go and expand this chart here on Tesla. Really, 700 is the level to watch. If 700 does not break, then forget it. All bets are off. It needs to break. That is your ceiling. That is your resistance. Technically, 695 so far has looked like it's been the resistance. But if we bring up a daily, you can see that 200-day moving average has given us a nice guide to the actual chart. So again, as long as we hold that 200-day, but 695, 700 needs to break. If that does break, 722 is coming, then 760. And after that, we'll see. The only catalyst we have for Tesla is their earnings. Bad news. They had Bitcoin. Bitcoin mark-to-market accounting would probably be down, I'm assuming. Or Elon's going to pump that thing to actually be green on their Bitcoin buy. I believe it was around 35,000, which totally would make sense. Let's see. Thoughts on Amazon near-term direction. Amazon, I love to death. They have earnings coming. They are technically still on a breakout of the range on the daily. If it gets to around 3,400, I think that's an absolute great opportunity to buy some more. The question is here on the short term. Short term right now, A, it's too expensive, and B, I wouldn't touch it ahead of earnings. If you want to play Amazon, I would play the QQQs. That'd be your best bet. Plus, it's cheaper. GS and Facebook calls for the day. GS calls, I can stock, but I don't own the option. A break of 375, sure, I could probably see maybe target 380. And Facebook does report next week, so watch out for premiums being juiced. That 200-day moving average seems to be resistant, so I don't see much here to play on Facebook. Small caps ready for a bull run. I think small caps just recovered because they were in correction territory. It could be the trade may be over slightly for now. But again, the break of 227 should be nice, and then you can target the 230s. I'd wait for 227 to break before I do anything on IWM. We caught IWM yesterday, so that was nice. And it was actually a quick one. And then it fell right when we got out. There you go. Thoughts on NVIDIA today, Citibank? Yeah, NVIDIA, again, we have the we have shares, and we also have the actual calls, the 195 calls. We're in the money now. It's at 196.16. Once we get 40%, we're just going to close anyways. We should get to around 197 today, if not 198. This is a 15-minute chart. It's the only way I can chart it since TDs after the split looks like hell. This is what their chart looks like on a daily, which is fine. But if you look at an hourly, NVIDIA looks like absolute shit. So again, 15-minute chart for NVIDIA. That's what I have on currently. Thoughts on mRNA, which is Moderna. Again, if you believe that the COVID Delta variant is going to come back and really mess around things, mRNA is the best bet to buy. mRNA and the stay-at-home stocks. But if you're just playing it by that, just play the options. If you're playing it that you believe that mRNA is the future of vaccines and biotech, they just were included in the S&P, then definitely look for an opportunity to buy. If you're at the daily, you could see 321. It is a complete breakout. If I were willing to buy this stock, I would get a little bit here, and then I would buy at 210 and add some more. I would not buy a full position here at 321, that's for sure. But again, when it comes to initial positions, I mean, just kind of get in so you have absolutely some equity in it. But other than that, I wouldn't really worry. But again, Moderna seems to be a great company, seems to be doing their thing. So Again, it's all about the Delta variant. One other thing I wanted to show you guys, if I can find it. I had it here. There's some information that's very, very, very important. So I want to go ahead and send it to you guys here on Twitter. Let me see if I can find TweetDeck. And it's very important because a lot of people have asked me about any type of corrections in the future, what's going to happen, whatever. Let's see, TweetDeck preview. This is new. Wonder if it looks the same. Okay, looks good. I have to import the columns. Bear with me a second, guys. Here, I'll even show you what I got. Okay, it's importing the columns. I use TweetDeck every day. This is what gives me all my news and stuff. So TweetDeck is absolutely free. Feel free to use it. Let's see, take the tour. I don't care. And of course, this one will take forever. Let's see where we at. Okay. I should be good here. Profile, my profile, notifications, explore. This looks weird. Let me go ahead and remove this. Awesome. Let me remove the search bar. Bear with me here. Okay, so I did. So here is notifications, cool. Explore, I'll delete this. And this is your feed. So here's your notifications. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead, and I actually liked it. So let me go, if I can bring it up real quick, because this is very important to show you guys. Very, very important. Okay, this is from Michael Goodell on Twitter. And it's very important that you guys see it because this is something that you guys need to see. You can see the S&P 500 has averaged exactly one a year in 1950. So we'll start from the beginning. S&P 500 stats. Please read this tweet. Hasn't had a 5% pullback since last October, one of the longest streaks ever. Has averaged about 3 separate 5% pullbacks per year in 1950. That's average. We haven't had a 10% correction in the S&P since March 2020, COVID, and has averaged at least one 10% correction per year since 1950. Let's take a look at the chart. And you can see here, guys, it's very important to read these things. August and September can be trouble. This is what we call seasonality. August, past post-election years, that's where we are. You could see down nearly 1.75%, now 2% for the month of August on post-election years. Again, we'll be done with earnings after that. So you can see that August and September are weak. Very, very important. So if you're looking at an opportunity to possibly go stock shopping or to get out and take some profits, that might be the right opportunity, and then move on and then see if you can buy some lower price or you don't care. I'm not selling anything, but again, it's just something to watch. Maybe get that cash ready to buy some more. So again, August and September can be trouble. The average year sees 3 separate 5% pullbacks for the S&P 500 without not one single happening in 2021. Nearly 3 5% pullbacks per year. The last time we did not have that, 2017, 2018, 2019, yeah, 2017, we didn't have one. We didn't have any 5% pullback. That was after the election of Donald Trump, so that's an election year. And this year, same. So again, are we expecting a 5% pullback? No, we're not expecting one. Again, the only headwind would be the Delta variant. Now you could see here that the S&P 500 has averaged exactly 1 5% pullback here with the historic volatility we saw in 4 10% corrections. There hasn't been a 10% correction since 2020. Thank you to LPL Research. You could see this here. Again, I will tweet this. I will send this out via Instagram so you guys can take a look at it again. I'll copy and paste what I can. And you can see 10% corrections happen on average, 1 per year. But yet there's a couple of years that didn't get it. 2017, 2018. 2017 didn't happen. And you can see this year didn't happen either. So there you go. Very, very important that you guys saw the seasonality for August and September. Keep that in the back of your head. It might be put season. And again, I have no problem buying puts whatsoever. But again, in a bull market, it's extremely difficult. So that's where we are. Tons to win over. What's up, boss? Baba and Airbnb. Intel Lottos for ER today. I would not do Intel Lottos. Thoughts on NVIDIA today? Yeah, we have the calls. NVIDIA's going to be fine. What's up, boss? Baba and Airbnb. Went over Baba already. Baba, again, we need 215.07. If that happens, I will target 220, 223, possibly. And then, what was the other one? Airbnb, they were price upgraded as well. They're about to break the 200-day moving average on the hourly. Really, your next stop is right around 145. And can you look at Workhorse? Looking at Workhorse here, same as Virgin Galactic, kind of forming that base. Those meme names, those hyper growth names, starting to form a base at the bottom. I expect them to boost a little bit. Really resistance here around 1337. I would not buy calls on Workhorse, but again, it's just something to look for. All right, guys, I know we went longer than expected. I'll send out what I can. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. GARCapitalFX.com is the website. Congratulations on the YouTube premium. 2 for 2 this week. Had 2 winners. None, just 2 for 2. Very quickly. In an hour, we got 2 trades. Excellent work. Excellent work. Again, if you're interested in joining, GARCapitalFX.com. If you want to see how we do it, it was live. I want to see real quick how we traded it. I just want to show you guys before we call it a day. Where is this thing? So I have to click on your channel. Cool. And you go to community. That's where I give the information plus the live. And you can see Apple and JPM yesterday, 2 for 2. You could see the actual signal was sent right at yesterday and the day, actually 2 days, yesterday. No, excuse me, 2 days ago, Tuesday. We sent out these 2 trades, Apple and JPM, and you can see I keep you guys up to date. They got 41% and 40% on Apple, but you can close it at 32%. It's really up to you guys. And I explain it all in one shot, so feel free to take a look at that. GARCapitalFX.com, the website. You go there. If you're interested in the live trading session, it's under trading services. Maybe YouTube is not your thing. Of course, we have our signal service as always. All right, guys, I'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for joining me. GARCapitalFX.com is the website. Have a great Thursday. I'll see you for the recap.